Hi, my name is Marc from JazzGuitarLessons.net. So I just wanted to record this quick video for Ed in Kansas City who asked a very good question. You have to forgive me, I am in the living room right now and there's construction work across the street, so it might be noisy, but that's how life is, right? Okay, so Ed's question is there a distinct melodic difference either in single line or chordal lines between swing era style guitarists, Charlie Christian, Django, those guys, versus the guys who began to play more bebop, Kenny Burrell, Grant Green, Wes Montgomery? First off, Ed, I just want to position myself here as not a specialist, so just to avoid people criticizing me or starting to throw stuff at me, I'm by far not a specialist in jazz history and aesthetics and whatever. But what I can tell you though is that yes, there's a difference. If you listen to Charlie Christian, or if you just take a sample of Charlie Christian solo, you can find it on the website on his biography page. There's a difference in approach in the way Charlie Christian would go about improvising on a chord. If you take Charlie and then you take West, which is the next logical extent in history, I mean West is just later and it's just more refined, right? So the basic idea with bebop, and I'm not even talking about guitarists, is that first off, people started to play faster, they started to play slower. Everything in between got pushed to the sides, right? They played faster tempos and they played ballad tempos, which were more challenging. Then, of course, the advent of bebop brought more chords. You take Charlie Parker songs or tunes from that era, and you might get 2 5s in one bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's your 2 5. You had Charlie Parker starting to play on extensions, for instance, and you had the advent of more and more chromaticism everywhere in the music. So whatever guitarists were doing before that, after bebop, here's the construction. After bebop started to take his it started to boil, music started to emerge in, for instance, 1950 or right after the Second World War, right? And through the 50s and then really culminating in 1959, there was such a boiling of ideas and of music that everything that came after was, yes, of course, different. There's no way around it. I mean, there's more refinement. It seems like the music, and once again, I don't want to position myself like a specialist, but music started to be more informed and less naive in a certain way. From what I can understand when I hear Charlie Christian improvising, is that the chord tones, the arpeggios especially, are very important. And when you get later in history, like the beginning of 60s, then mid 60s to 70s, you hear people having more emphasis on linear playing, meaning that you play more with scales and ornaments around scales. And it was also, as you said, more odd time, and now today it's crazy. I mean, you go in New York and people playing 5 and 11 all the time, and I don't know if it answers your question, but yes, you just take two people side by side that are pre-bebop and then post-bebop, and there's a huge difference. And to finish with my perspectives on this, I think that bebop can be termed to be the classical period of the jazz. If you take classical history, I don't know if you're into classical, I was into classical quite a lot. Mozart in the late 18th centuries, you had first Haydn, Mozart, Beethoven, and Beethoven was kind of in between classical and romanticism. And the classical era is termed to be the common practice. It's where the founding elements of the music are found everywhere after. So the bebop, in many ways, is that music. It's where you have all the common elements boiled down in a certain spot, and everything that came after, even if it branched off in many ways, it's still influenced by bebop. You still hear bebop in it, not as an aesthetic choice necessarily, but in approach to improvisation, in harmony, in the type of tempos, in chromaticism, in everything. Of course, once again, this is just my take on things, so anyone on the web, don't take anything personally. I'm not being judgmental, I'm not saying I know everything. And Ed, I hope it answers your question. If you have further comments or questions, please leave them down below on the page. And I'll see you all soon on jazzguitarlessons.net. Improve your jazz guitar playing with a real teacher. Take care.